How y'all doing today? It's another beautiful day for me. I hope it's another beautiful day for thee. Today, we're going to talk about Nanowrimo. It is back. Nanowrimo is back. It is back in full effect. November 1st, you know what the time is. You know what to do. Every year, Nanowrimo. Gotta do it. Now, in my opinion, let's start with this. If you're new, Nanowrimo is National Novel Writing Month. And what that means is it's all about creating some sort of story or some sort of novelization that you're writing, that you always wanted to write, within the month of November. So your goal is to get to 50,000 words by the end of the month, right? So by the last day of November, the goal is to have done that 50,000 words. Now, is it going to be something you publish? Probably not. Now, there's a caveat to that, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But you're probably not doing that. You're probably just doing it just so that you can say you wrote a novel, you made something. Does it have to be edited? No. Just write the dang thing. Just do it. Here's the thing. Most people are pushing themselves not to do the things they want to do in life. People have procrastination problems. I've talked about that many times before. Even I suffered through it. Even to this day, it is a struggle, not to fall back into old bad habits. That's why they're called old bad habits. They die hard. It takes many years to wean yourself off of bad habits, such as procrastination, such as laziness, right? Such as fear of the unknown, fear of failure. Those things are all aspects of ourselves that are old bad habits that need to be let go, right? They take time. So you have to push yourself every day, take it one day at a time to be consistent, to be improving. Because you can't improve something if you're not doing it. If you're not exercising, for example, you're not going to improve your muscles. Your muscles aren't going to get big. You're not going to have the exercise you need to stay healthy, right? You're not going to be able to, increase your muscle size, through hypertrophy if you're not improving, you're not working out, period. If you're just not working out. The same thing applies to writing. You're not gonna get better if you're not writing every day. It just takes one day of sitting down to get started. If it's 1 hour, that's great. If it's 2 hours, even better. Even if you're sitting down for just 15 to 30 minutes a day just to get started, that's all it takes. You sit down, you look at your paper, you have your ideas already down, brainstormed, and you're ready to go. You're just gonna write. You have your general idea of what you're gonna write, and you just do it. Just get in there and just do it. Now, everybody's different. Everybody has their own style. Everybody can go different directions when it comes to writing, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you stay consistent, you stay on it, you're doing the dang thing, and you're getting results. That means you're actually finishing what you started, right? So by the end of that November month, theoretically speaking, you should be at 50K. Now, obviously, I come from the world of as long as you did something, that's the most important thing. In my personal opinion, 50,000 words doesn't necessarily, mean the end all be all. You don't really need 50,000 words, in my personal opinion. You need a complete story. That's what you need. So if your complete story stops at 40,001 words, good, then it's done. If your story stops at 51,000 words, great. If your story stops at 45,000 words, great. But the idea is to shoot for 50,000 in the beginning, right? To have it laid out that way. So then you are able to stay on track and stay on rhythm. I break it down daily. It's a daily breakdown. It's not that hard, You have your, daily thresholds or your weekly thresholds. Some people do weeklies. That's a good one too. As long as you make it, it's fine. I think it's a lot easier to be procrastinating on the weeklies, and then you end up being way, way behind because now the amount that you have to catch up with is just too much, in my opinion. But again, everybody's going to be different. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Figure out what works for you. That's what I always tell you guys. Figure out what works for you. Do what works for you. Now, once again, going back to my main point of this, staying consistent is such an easy thing to say, but rarely do people do it. You are amongst the higher echelon of writers when you stay consistent. You are in a whole new category of people when you stay consistent in anything in life. They say it takes 10,000 days to be a master at something if you're consistently doing it. Some people say it's 10,000, tries or 10,000 completions of something, right? For example, if you did 10,000 push-ups, theoretically speaking, you should be a master at it, all things considered. If you're doing it like 10,000, you're doing a bunch of it every day and you reach 10,000 sometime that year. Or if you draw a car 10,000 times, you're probably going to be really good at drawing a car, at the 10,000th time. You're probably going to be almost a master, if not already a master. That's provided that you're improving, like you're looking at what's wrong and you're studying what's wrong and you're improving that. That's the important part as well, is looking back at your completed product and asking yourself, how could I have improved? And then being able to internalize that information, right? And then improving next time, being better, executing in that way, right? Which should be tomorrow again, because you're writing every day, right? So that's why consistency is like a superpower. In anything, it's a superpower. That's why I always say stay consistent. It's tough. Again, it is tough. Like me, I haven't been doing videos consistently, which is a lot of reasons. But again, that's my point. If I had done videos every day, I would actually be way up better than where I am right now. So, I'm taking my own advice, getting back into the game, getting back, swinging into things, working on it, making myself improved every day, getting better every day. I was working mainly on my own writing. Like, I treat Nanowrimo every day. For me, it's Nanowrimo. I'm always writing every day. I have my 1 to 2 hours scheduled out every day. You need to do the same. If you do the same, I promise you, you yourself, as long as you're doing it the way I just said, you will be improving your writing. Your writing will improve because you're constantly putting yourself out there, pushing your stuff out there, putting all your energy into that paper, pushing all the ideas that are in your head out, allowing new ideas to be born. That's the whole point of you being able to write, is to A, communicate better, right? B, be a better storyteller, and C, being able to push the stories out of your mind so then you can have an unclogged mind and have new stories to tell. The more new stories you have, the better those stories are going to be told, because now you don't have that old blockage hanging in there, sitting. I've heard, a lot of story writers, they have huge issues telling new stories because they can't get the old stories out of their head because they've never written them down. That's bad. You're clinging to it, which I'll talk about that in the future. But that's the whole point of Nanowrimo, in my opinion, is to push yourself and not be such a perfectionist, not be such a worrywart, and not stress about, oh my God, what do people think? That's a whole other topic we'll talk about in the future, about what other people think and why you shouldn't care when it comes to like you actually just doing the dang work. But my main point is be consistent, be on it, schedule it out, put yourself out there, and every day you're gonna be happier for it. Trust me, you will be happier because you decided to actually write. And that's why writers who write every day, and especially Nanowrimo, are always going to be on top. Like, if you are writing every day, you will always be on top, especially as a part of your craft. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I have a website, ZolYin.net. It's the podcast website. I have a bunch of old podcasts you can listen to over there. That's great. And I also have an email list. If you are interested in joining that email list, I will put it in the description. Thanks again for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.